What's up, everybody? It's your boy Munchiezzz. We are starting another challenge today by good friend of the channel here, Mr. Krustoo. Now, he comes up with some crazy challenges out of that head of his, but this one here, it's a doozy. And I don't know how he came up with it. It's called the Homestead Survival Challenge. I really don't know how you come up with these, Krustoo, but this is next level. So let's run down what this challenge is all about. The Homestead Survival Challenge. You've bought land in hopes to fulfill your dreams of developing a self-sufficient, off-grid homestead and starting a beautiful family. Will you be able to provide for yourself and your quickly growing family? Every year you must collect and store enough food for you and your growing family. Your family is growing and they are increasingly needing more food with more choices. This challenge goes on through 3 in-game years, and each year you have to produce a certain amount of products to supply yourself and your family for that year. For example, in year 1, which is called Life Alone, you need to provide the following: 5 pallets of eggs, 2 pallets of honey, 5 pallets of strawberries, 5 pallets of lettuce, 5 pallets of tomatoes, 2,000 liters of milk, either from a cow or from a goat, and 2 beef cattle at least 8 months old. Now, when you move on to year 2, your family starts. You bring your lovely fiancé or wife into the picture, and you have to provide more. And for year 3 is family life. So you have a wife and you have a kid, and you have to provide more. Now, you can play on any map you want. The only rule for your land is purchase the land plot with a total acreage of approximately 10 acres, give or take. So I picked the map Tassie Farms. Now I must have went through at least a dozen maps looking around, and I decided to go with Farmland 18 and Farmland 17. Now, I notice most people are going right around 11.5 acres. Plot 18 is 10.39. Plot 17 is 2.58, but I'm not using all of 17. I actually cut it in half. I'll show you. Just jump up in the air. I don't even want all of this. I'm just using this little sliver right here. And then we have this field over here. This is how we're going to provide for our family. Now, we must purchase and place 1 house, 1 shed, 1 silo, and a market stand by the road for our goods. Well, we have a road. Also, we start from scratch with $500,000. No debt this time, which is weird. Normally we start with the debt. But I have $468,000 left. Farmland 18 was $25,231. And Farmland 17 was $6,254. So that's why we have 468,514 left. Also, we're starting in January, and we have to have all of our provisions by December. I guess without further ado, now let's bring this homestead to life. I'm going to grab our level tool and level out some land right here for our cow shed. It looks like it's already pretty level. That's a good thing. And for our moo cows, let's see what's available in here. We're gonna need milk. We're not gonna need a whole lot of cows, but enough. The 5-bay cow shed. It's under 100,000. It'll hold 35 cows. Let's make sure it has a milk trigger on it. It does. Okay. Well, the 5-bay cow shed it is. And we'll stick that right up in here. Do we want to stick with green? I think green will be good. Let's make sure we get it all the way up so we don't waste no land. And we have ourselves a cow shed. Let's soften it up around the edges. Try to make it look halfway pretty. There we go. And what do we need next? I know we're going to need pigs. I'm not sure what pig pen to use yet. Maybe some chickens. I know we're going to need chickens. We're going to need a lot of eggs. Bigger animal barns. Has a chicken pasture. For 2,450. Let's see what side the triggers are on. And make sure there's enough room between the chickens and the cow barn that we can get our slurry. I think our chickens will look good right there. Do we want to customize the fence? No, we do not. We don't need it any bigger. And yes, we'll plant the meadow. We have cows. We have chickens. We're going to need honey. We need bees. We're going to use beehives mod. And we're going to set down our spawn point. I didn't want to do that. We're going to pick up our spawn point. And let's try that again. Looks like it's going to go back in the same spot anyways. We'll lay our spawn point right there. And we need a beehive. Nothing says homestead like a broken down car. Especially a broken down car with bees in it. We'll stick one right there. And we'll stick one right next to it. We have our cows. We have our chickens. We have our bees. We're going to wait on the piggies. I'm not sure what to do for piggies yet. But we need a way to grow some crops. We're going to need tomatoes and strawberries and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. We're going to look in greenhouses. And the rule is nothing unrealistic. Nothing overpowered. So what if we don't go with the greenhouse at all? What if we go with a garden? Because if I was a homesteader, I don't think I would be able to afford a greenhouse. I would have to make a garden. We'll flatten out some land up here. And I think this is going to be a great place for a garden. And we'll make this whole area right here garden. There we go. We're all flattened out. Let's go back into our greenhouses. The open air garden. See what side our spawn point is on. And I think we'll do, let's do one right there. And I think we're going to do two. We got a lot to grow. There we go. We have our gardens. We're going to grab our grass paintbrush. Paint over. Just a little dab of grass. There we go. Make it look all right. All right. We have our gardens. We have our cows. We have our chickens. We have our bees. We need our market stall. We need a sell point. Let's come into our sell points. And I really wanted to go with Granny's farm. With 25,000, we have to save what money we can. We'll do the little market. And we'll place it right by the road. Maybe right in there. All right. What else do we need? Money's disappearing quick. All right. We need a pallet storage. We need a place to keep everything that we've grown for the year. So under silos, we'll go and grab the open sheds, ballot, and pail storage. We'll flip her around. And I'm thinking right, I think we'll put it right there. So now we have a place to keep our goods. We need a silo. And I was looking at silos, and silos are so expensive. And I looked through Mod Hub. I've used this multi-fruit silo more times than I can count. And I thought, what is something I've never used? We have a multi-fruit silo here by Addable Triggers. $5,000. We can connect it to the side of our shed. We'll give it a spinny do. Toggle free mode so we can set it next to it. And I think we'll set our silo right here. So now we have a silo. Now for a house. Honestly, what I really wanted to do was to put down something like this for year 1. And then by year 2, hopefully be able to build this for the family. But being that we don't really have the materials on this land for it, I don't have trees, I don't have anything like that. For now, I'm going to pass on that. If somehow during this gameplay I find a way to be able to build my own house, I'm definitely going to. Anyone on the homestead builds their own house. But in the meantime, I found the next best thing. It looks pretty homesteadish. We're going to go with the A-frame house. I think we'll stick it here in the corner. And we need vehicle sheds. So we'll go to sheds. And I might end up moving that house. As for sheds, I'm thinking, is it straight? Straight enough. Maybe we do one there. And join another one right next to it. We'll start with that. I'm not sure how much equipment there's going to be. And we have the start of our farm. Well, it seems like all we got left to do is purchase some equipment for our homestead. So I came down here to the store. Let's pop up into the store and see what we can find for our homestead. We need a tractor of some kind. And I think I have the perfect thing in mind. Rather than getting a regular old tractor, let's go something kind of unconventional. What if we get a Unimog for our homestead? Something that can get around in all types of weather, good or bad. It can do farm work. It can deal with animals. It can haul stuff. We'll do a 3-point hitch on the front and the back. Color will go a dark gray. And I think this is going to be our farm vehicle. We'll buy that for $83,500. Next, we need a way to make fields. So we're going to need a plow. Something affordable, but not really small. We'll go with the lizard plow, 6 meter. That'll make us fields. We'll color it black. We'll buy that up. And we have a plow. So we got a tractor. We got a plow. We're going to need a way to put down seed. So we're going to need a seeder. We'll come into seeders. And there's a lot of good ones in here. We got your drills. I'm thinking this International Harvester 5100 direct drill. It's 7.3 meters. And I think this will serve our purposes. We'll allow fertilization as well. So we can do fertilization and seed at the same time. And we'll buy that up. And I know we're going to need more equipment. But we'll buy the equipment as we need. That way we get exactly what we need. And this will be our starting equipment at the moment. Let's go see what we got over here, our purchases. I'll get this stuff back to the yard. And we have a start to our homestead. Next episode, we're going to get started. We're going to get this homestead rocking. We'll get some animals in the pens. We'll get some fields made. And we'll get this homesteading. I'm going to end this episode like I end every episode. Come on back. Let's see what kind of madness we can create. Everyone have a great day. Have a wonderful night. And come back for the next Homestead Survival Challenge. Bye.